Day 4 ushers in the final sessions of the IWC deliberations. Building on the week's rich and fruitful presentations, discussions and networking events, the morning is dedicated to participant-led workshops. Workshop deliberations throughout the morning cover a range of topics. These include solutions to transboundary management around the water-food energy nexus, building communities of practice in areas beyond national jurisdiction, data visualization as a tool for project implementation, cooperation with NGOs on knowledge management, the GEF UNIP project to reduce the impacts of land-based pollution, the Floods and Drought Management Project, the GEF Small Grants Program, and the Global Transboundary Waters Conventions. Panelists of the closing plenary reflect on the IWC7 week that was and their impressions of priorities and opportunities for the years ahead.
What can valuation help us with? The world is quite complex. It can give us a certain, let's call it anchor of speaking a common language. It can give us a way to illustrate the trade-offs I was talking about. To communicate the importance of ecosystems and the services related to that. And at the end of the day, maybe the main question to take better decisions by integrating the values of ecosystem services in our decision making.
Closing remarks by the GEF Secretariat and the Government of Barbados remind us of the key issues at hand and of the importance of continued collaboration.
Community to cabinet. We're addressing common pool resources, and as a result, intersectoral governance becomes particularly complex.
Today, October the 31st, 2013, signals the end of the 7th Biennial International Waters Conference.
The IWC7 Innovation Marketplace Booth Prize is, you might have guessed it, the Amazon River. IWOW Award winner is the Coral Triangle Initiative.
I'm so happy because now the small island development states are reflecting on the COP.
Finally, the IWC Cup is handed over to PEMC, who will host the IWC8 event in 2015.
Now, this has been a great meeting here in Barbados. I have been to all 7 of these International Waters Conferences, and while this may not be the largest, it certainly is one that has brought a lot of attention internally within the agencies and tremendous participation of the people who've come here.
This conference has highlighted to me the importance of international and regional initiatives, conventions, as well as commissions, and how those then influence getting activities happening in the countries and at the local level. But we still tend to be putting a huge amount of effort at these regional and global scales, and we need to be really ensuring we're matching those with local and community level effort.
I think the challenge really, especially for small countries, you can't geographically separate water. You can't separate that from your food production and those things, because these are very small islands and you do everything in one single space. So our approaches for management is integrated anyway. And on top of that, you have climate change concerns. So I think the signals that are being sent now in terms of the way the GEF is operating and looking at programs with the countries is to have more of that integrated approach.
We need to move forward. The SDGs are being formulated. We all have a mission in that. So we have the duty to really make this happen, and I think everybody here in the room is part of it, can be proud of it, and hopefully gets energized back to move the agenda forward on transboundary cooperation, on groundwaters, on the LMEs, on the lakes and the rivers.
So it's good to attract, I think, the private sector and make that a standard element in each of these conferences, bringing in more parties.
As mentioned in the speech by the Minister, I think though that there's a need for a good bit more support for small and developing states, particularly in terms of groundwater management. That is a major challenge for us in Barbados.
Geographically, every time we come together, we learn so much from our colleagues here, and we see so much progress going on. Keep at it, everybody. I think the International Waters family is a very important and very special family globally.
It's been
a pleasure to be here with seeing the whole portfolio coming together, celebrating results, sharing, learning, being able to validate that we need to focus maybe more on economic valuation in the coming years.
So we bid our farewells, our spirits high and minds inspired. As we return home to continue our work, we need to ask ourselves, how can we each contribute to strengthening the governance of our shared water resources? How can we promote continued innovation to bridge the science policy gap? And how can we work better to effect positive and lasting change at the local level?